All right, everybody, let's get right to it. I needed a mental adjustment here. I had to get back to just kind of adjust what I was doing. Um, yeah, wait, just my guys know. Just really was not in the right mood to even start this an hour ago. Waiting on a trade for 2 hours that didn't materialize and was kind of dumb to begin with, but whatever. Glad I waited, glad to be here. Always want to bring my best energy to the show. What's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing tonight? Today, whatever it is. Yep. Great to see you. David, thanks as always. Leo, it flies, Golden Eye. Mr. Lodak, what's up? Welcome back. 1977. How are you? Great year. Lawrence, the rest of the folks. Listen, yesterday we did that crypto T-coin webinar, and I do got to say we're real close on that. I like everything that I'm seeing. We talked about some things on Tuesday, and now probably I think we're down to literally weeks. It's not before that next move. So let's get into it. Probably before we jump over there, let's just talk about what's going on NASDAQ, QQQ. And been unbelievably strong since the beginning of the month. But today may be day one of something that we need to consider, where HSI is popping out. And don't get me wrong, nothing goes straight up, but this market is impressive at the levels that it's hitting. So longer term, it's a lot like Bitcoin, where we crack 886 levels, get above the all-time highs, we should see fireworks. Absolutely. And what happened last week with a counter HSI, that's been impressive too. But let's give it some time. We'll talk about the same thing with Bitcoin. The only thing I really want to point out on NASDAQ of what we should be thinking is that the trend continues. This railroad track effect of this trend channel really going back from 2022 is just completely in force. So go here and let's take it all the way back to that low. So that was part of my thinking this morning of why I wasn't looking to short this, or I was just favoring long side stuff, because that's still happening. Now down 200. Listen, we were up at 2K this morning. Excuse me, 20K this morning. 2K. Like this. And then they just dumped it right on the open. Now we're looking at a deep crab on the 5-minute, but I think we still have to probably come another 70, 80 lower. You got that, Vegas? I think hop test is getting begged here. So just let it go. I mean, we've seen these remarkable swings all month long. And, I don't think that's going to stop. Anyway, what's going on with you guys? Everybody, I did post, and I should get that in there again. I did post the links from yesterday's webinar in the chat. In the Discord. So let me pop a fresh. Where is it? Hold on. There you go. I'm going to give you guys a fresh invite. Get over to the Discord here at the following link. This is our basic Discord. Go here. I'm popping it in the chat right now. Where'd you go? Okay, great. There you go. Yep, there you go. Check out that. So hit that Discord. It's in the basic chat, and our Discord looks like this. Tons of free material. Thank you, mods. David, Miss Stephanie. So, and lots of people in there as well. Just check out. This might be the easiest place, especially for your younger folks that are into this kind of a thing and are not really doing websites anymore, it seems. Everything you want is in that Discord, all sectioned out with tons of information. I got to thank all the contributors that help compile all of this. There's a ton of material here, and then the premium chat gold members after you check out the basic. Great to see everybody. Let's get to it. That's NASDAQ. I want to quickly highlight something else on the SPY that is a big framework situation, absolutely, right now, where go to the weekly, or even let's do the monthly. I posted this morning. Why are you disappearing on me? Weekly, even better. There you go. I'm thinking that we're hitting the XA level, 561, which is something we've talked about for a long time. That was probably this morning's rejection. But we have a counter trend HSI, so I'm not really thinking too much here until we get a dot, another HSI here. Look at the weekly. So keep your eye on this, that where's going to be that typical September peak? Is it here, 561, or is it 618 at the hop? I think with the monthly continuation, we got to look at it this way. We're still trending up. HSI is still above the 50. And this is a great segue into Bitcoin as well. Because Bitcoin, we are looking for Bitcoin to kind of prove itself with some kind of strength breakout, either get above the 50 like it did back in 2022 or even earlier this year. That's an important condition for this thing to really get some momentum behind it. So lots of patterns. Here's the daily on SPY. It's just kind of a big update after this week. We're back here retesting this crab, which has been the framework we've talked about all along. I posted this on Twitter back in July. But what's the deal? Because several people have asked me, when is this going to reverse? Is this a major crash type signal? I don't think so. I do think we could get a response here once HSI formally comes out. Okay, but literally hitting the hop looks like this. We entered the zone for the retest there. Our first red candle was Tuesday, and then now we just need HSI to come out. So that's why, look at the levels, but wait for the confirmation. That's the trigger. So this bar, if you were sitting there at 543, you got steamrolled all the way up to the top end of the zone. That's why we do the hop level, harmonic optimal price, and look for confirmation. I talked about that Tuesday. I thought that was a good workup of why HSI, harmonic strength index, is critical targeting within zones. So, get that. Also, let's do it this too. Of course, get over to Harmonic Trader, folks. Get the free 2-week trial. Send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Get 14-day free trial. And if somebody also sent me a note, are you still going to give access to the HPC Pro? We were doing that last month. If you're interested in trying that, just email me, harmonictrader@gmail. Hopefully that answers the questions. And of course, basic member page. That's where it all begins. So get over there. Thanks. Get that out of the way. All right, so what do we need to see here on the SPY and the rest of the markets? Where is this a major situation right now? It's so far without confirmation. But the other thing that we talked about last session is, can we violate a 3-bar range? We have yet to on this whole way up, straight up. I mean, that's, even though you have 1, 2, 3 red candles today, that's straight up action. And I would really want to see a 3-bar breakdown, which currently is under 553, to get you back to do the reversal move, the T2 move. That is back to target 2, 513. It's going to be an interesting 2 months. Is that all we have left? 2 months and then the gaslighting ends? Hopefully. What's going on with you guys? What do you guys want to look at today? I'm going to keep it super loose. And let's see if we can get something a little bit later. You let me know. Show me some stocks. XLF, financial sector. What's up, Andrew? Yeah. Well, we had all those patterns a year ago. Major patterns. A couple banks blew up, but XLF on the daily, beautiful. Nice call. Well, there you go. But this is another. So thanks for bringing this up, because I think this is relevant for what we want to see. You've got this. I can't get this in there. There you go. My screen was off. We did the 1 early July, and then that was the type 2. I've been looking a lot more at these ETFs, utilities, financials, energy, but I would look right here for today's HSI, checking back. So that's at, today's high was 44.03. Yesterday was 43.99. So consider that check back complete. 2 more bearish bars, that should set it in motion. But I do have to kind of call out the fact that it's already done the work needed, 1, and then 2. So anything that happens here, you're really just playing that with confirmation. That could be the official type 2 where you do get confirmation, and then 41.80. That's a beautiful structure. Let's go XLE too, sure. We haven't talked about that in a while. That's bucking up against massive long-term patterns where, there you go. Oh, look at that. I guess that was while I was away. We did the 1-2 off of that little mini shark. But weekly and monthly, I think, is really the story here, where, check it out. You've got this crab pattern, and that's a weekly chart. Notice how we did the type 1, no confirmation, but that's usually the expectation. If no confirmation, then it's just a reaction at best. And then I would say, all right, you're up here finally with a dot level where 91, 92 need to cap it. But this is also where it's starting to lose its mojo. I mean, the T2 level test was there, and now you're 93 weeks out. Also, the same stuff showing up in the monthly. I do think this is a monthly consideration, which is, we've talked about this to come all the way back here, retest prior decade highs with several patterns. And then we had this confirmation that's, it's a really close call. But hitting resistance is one of the reasons why it hasn't moved in 2 years, because of all of that resistance up there. It's also, if we took off the patterns, we're just looking at a full 886 test. It's not a buying opportunity, but I'm impressed with the strength. Where would a buying opportunity be? Could we get a 382? Something like that on the long term. That's kind of been in between. I will point out this, kind of an update. Look, we were looking at Chevron, among other things. I think it was a week ago. There's the monthly on Chevron. Just going sideways, reaction, no follow through. But the daily, for me, has got this butterfly. And you're down here at 139, 142 was the XA level. And then just last week, we finally got our first dot So this could remain range bound for a while. Let's look at the spot price. Crude oil futures like this. Big. There was a patterns were back at 70, the weekly. No, daily, but there are weekly. You got this weekly structure. Yeah, there you are. That's the same bat. And I think that's interesting because crude hasn't moved. I mean, really, for 2 years. It's a rather tight range. But obviously, no breakout of the downtrend channel. Everything has been a little reaction. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see this back at 70, flirt with 70. And then we'll really know I think it's months away before that happens. It's not like gold. Definitely gold is really impressive. You need to do something like that to get that going. I'm thinking opportunity, but not yet. And we mentioned the likes of Valero and ConocoPhillips, and I think all of those. Look, if we get a nice little retracement correction, that it would be the time to kind of go to those and get ready to buy on that drill baby drill dip. They'll drill it. Valero, this is really more what I'm talking about. Beautiful uptrend. A couple of oversold dots. So, I'm still watching it. I'm not ready to do anything just yet. I am holding some energy positions that haven't done very much in the last year and a half, 2 years. Couple of others. Yeah, we can go to Tesla. Energy Transfer. That's another one. ET. That used to be the old E-Trade. There's Energy Transfer. Oh, nice. 16. Amazing. What's that? That's daily. Where's the weekly on this? Weekly's like that. Big bat pattern. But here's, okay, check it out. We have counter HSI mixed with this prior dot. So I don't think that's going to roll over just yet. Probably push to a 17. But then you've got possibility for a longer term turnaround with this kind of a thing. I still like energy. I don't think it's in a position where it can really take off just yet. But it's, it's been basing at the decade lows, much like crude at 70, Chevron back at 140, those kind of things. A few more stocks. We'll jump to Bitcoin. How about Tesla? I like Tesla. I really think Tesla's building and building and building. And I still think this is our projected move into next year. There's a big retracement pattern. Consider that first wave one. But where are we going to hit this? Is it 183? Is it 220? Is it 145? Where's the confirmation? Where is it oversold? Well, daily printed that. This is really where we left off on Tesla at 250, 255. Crab was 246. And yeah, look, here's probably the story of the day is we're getting another HSI pointing down. So I'm not going to fight that. It probably needs a little more time here. And that's, it's summer. It's August. But wherever this is, it kind of reminds me of Apple before Apple did its big move up to 230. And these are the kind of ones I want to size up. There are a number of issues that I think have remarkable potential. Here's Nvidia. Okay, obviously. We've talked about Nvidia down here. Okay, that was split adjusted 300. You go back a year ago. That was 40. Split adjusted 400. Okay, now we're trying to get, look, HSI, Harmonic Strength Index. That is overbought and has rolled over will be official today. But whatever this retracement is, I don't anticipate that trend channel getting violated anytime soon. Maybe come test the lower range. And where's the Granite shares? Where we go? It was the Granite. No, not the 2x short. The Granite, the NVDL. That one, and I did want to show you the Tesla Granite shares too. This is a good way to get like an additional insight on the overall structure with Nvidia. Nvidia has a pattern on the 4-hour. Here's the Granite shares. I mean, beautiful bat, but just a reaction. No confirmation there, and hitting 69.75. The 4-hour Nvidia chart looks like this. So we'll get a dot, and then where was... No, I had a pattern there. Regardless, I think this reaction for now on Nvidia is probably it. When are earnings? That's Wednesday, next Wednesday. Here's the Tesla, the Granite shares that I think is interesting because of the pattern dynamics here. Beautiful bat pattern, and remember, this only moves when Tesla's raging. So we did the T1 reaction. It's beautiful. Can we come back 788, tap it and go? Other thing about this instrument and a lot of things that are rolling over, remember we cracked the 50 in that HSI direction. Okay, that should start to get us a little more follow through on the downside. And speaking of follow through, well done NASDAQ, you're going to go for the hop. Now down 260. So some of those I think are really interesting. The move off the August lows is probably it for now. And let's see how HSI shapes up today. Yeah, Apple, sure. We're just referencing that. Apple's like this. Great. Oh, that's a 4-hour chart. But look, that triggered yesterday. What will likely happen, because we already can see that this is, look, we broke the 50, what was that, Tuesday. Let it come down. I mean, there's not a heck of a lot there right now. This could get a little follow through. But Apple, like the rest of them, after we get through this whole correction, the daily has rolled over now. Okay, great. What that tells me is that situation is at least put a halt on it. And then weekly is like this. Remember the big pattern from earlier this summer? Let me go over here. There you go. All the way back here, 167. Let me clean up this chart. Okay, that was almost an end-all be-all signal, and just launched it. And then you got to go to weekly or even monthly to get perspective of how aggressive this trend is continuing. I mean, there's really not a lot in terms of saying anything but a bearish reaction to against that trend. And I really think that's how we got to consider going forward, that if we're going to get this resolution of the big 1618 and the NASDAQ, at the SPY, all of those immediate patterns, all right, they're just going to give us sizable reactions that, much like last year, we're going to want to be there. That was 23 there. That was April. But last October and this October have a lot of parallels. A lot of things coming together in the same way. SPY sell button strong. Yeah. On NASDAQ, they're hitting that. I mean, it was for really as I said, for today, it's like the first red candle against those levels. What's up, Vince? Hey, Vince, it's the webinar from yesterday is in the basic member Discord. If you guys are looking for that, and the best place to go in that thread is here on the basic member. Go over to the Discord. I posted it in the crypto area. I can repost it, but it's hit the crypto section and it's right there. Okay, just for you guys, just for today, I'll give you this. It's here. Okay, it's an off menu item and you can get it there. I'm not going to repost that. I want you guys to come into Discord. That's really what I'm saying. A couple more. Yeah, Baba and the rest of those stocks, look at Baba. Kind of reminds me of PayPal, but I'm not really a fan of those ADRs. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, I think beautiful pattern. That's a monthly chart, by the way. But how much time do we need to give that? It's like this. Go to the right. We're, 30 months now since that signaled? Should already have done something. But I think there's better positions. I want, like crypto, and we talked about this yesterday, I want trending. I want trends. I want to be buying retracement patterns within uptrends. I'm really not even, maybe after this morning, I need to start thinking a little more for sell opportunities. But I definitely, I'm thinking that whatever this is, and if it's 2, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, I want to be looking and sizing up those that have been trending, and then and get them on retracements. Nvidia comes back and retests those levels. That's probably it for the decade. I know this is it's a politically charged time of year, but I've been saying this a lot, that there's so much money out there in the market, there's so much money in the economy that they have printed, and I think a lot of people are thinking, hey, printer has to go back on, and the printer needs to go burr for Bitcoin and everything else to keep going. No, the printer never shut off. The printer is still on. It's just not advertised. Keep that in mind. Yep. Couple more. I haven't looked at who put that up. What's up, Justin? How are you today? What's going on? I haven't looked at copper in a long time. Let's take a quick peek. HU, right? HU. Come on. I used to be at the New York Mercantile. HG. There's HG. Copper futures on the weekly. That's a strong chart. That's the kind of chart, strong uptrend, retracement, weekly. Here's your daily. That's nice. That's really nice. Coming off the crab, but just reaction. It's only a type 1. What's the monthly look like on that? I haven't seen that for a long time. Yeah, there's the monthly chart. Just hitting a little resistance, for $5, obvious, kind of like interest rates. This thing's stuck between 350 and 5 going forward. Maybe you come back to 350. But that's a strong chart. That's another one where you want a solid signal on the whole economy. Yeah, and inflation and the like. You do that next breakout move. Nothing there. Nothing but air. But that's interesting. How about gold? Gold is something where we're going to have to talk, people. We are going to have to talk. We are hit the 1618. Overspill 1902 is at 2750. But I'm not even worried about that. I would hope and pray. Come on, can we get a retracement? Get a retracement down like a 236. I've been kind of thinking 2100, 2200 for a long time. We might not see it. 236 is at 2250. And the way this is acting is it's acting a lot like it did after the financial crisis. I've been saying this, especially a lot of people that are here. I've been saying this for a long time, that gold was doing something unusual, and it's probably best noted from that candle, that monthly candle. What was that? That was March 2024. Check our sessions from last year where I was saying, yeah, that's 2022. I was saying back here, November, December, that those were seasonally bullish months always for gold that should rally into January, and it just has not stopped. And I would still consider this December, this January, another seasonally bullish time coming up. My thing on gold is, again, at 2,500. It's a lot like Bitcoin at 1025. When it gets there, what it does from that point forward will tell us a great deal of what long-term, decade-long prospects are. And I want people to be thinking that, especially younger folks, especially new folks. Welcome. We are really in the midst of something that started 2022. Stocks, gold probably earlier, but we're looking for these kind of major extreme extensions. Gold 314 is at 3,800. So that's just, that's what it kind of screams to me already. But I want the opportunity on the pullback side for gold. And yeah, I mean, gold, I think you could really look at that as it's always a store of value, but even more so. It just seems to me that the printer folks and what they're going to have to do in the next 5 to 10 years to, for international folks, yeah, and I'm sure you're dealing with the same, but we have a little spending problem with people in DC. And they don't seem to care that we're well on our way to 50 trillion in debt, currently 35, 36. Well, what does that mean for the markets? Well, they paper it over. It's a devaluation of the dollar, but the numerator asset, like gold futures USD, well, gold will go up the more that money works its way into the markets. And it's a delayed effect. I've said this many times, like people were shocked in 2008 when they pulled those moves. Okay, talking about how much liquidity they put into the market. But it took 3-4 years to really take effect, and I said that last session. That's where we're at currently. A couple more. Yeah, I'll get to Bitcoin in 1 second. There's one or two more here. What's the other one? I missed it. Oh, I'll give you one more. Just a stock, individual stock, looking for big patterns. So Target had a big move, and check out the monthly. Target was something last year we were in down at a like 110 area. For my folks, that was a 3 ideas. Big monthly bat. Now you've seen what happened in Walmart, Costco, done major moves. They're overextended. But I thought this was interesting because it's been respecting pattern levels. And this is another long-term retracement. No, I don't shop there. My wife doesn't like shopping there. But I had a number of patterns here. So as it works its way higher, understand that this is the kind of retracement pattern within long-term uptrends. You know, people are going to have to shop somewhere regardless of what that situation was a year ago. But it's something that, you know, I'll look at. Meanwhile, Walmart, Costco, just explosive. They're like this. You know, that's Costco. Okay, I don't expect that to subside anytime soon. Longer term, if I could get a retracement back to 800, remember the shark pattern? That's monthly. Okay, remember this shark back at 800? That was how many sessions ago? 4 or 5, like 15 sessions ago. You go 795 to 885. That might be it for now. One more red candle, we could send it back. But if we do come back, like let's say we come back to 800 for the type 2, that's the perfect kind of opportunity within a long-term uptrend. And you know, the last stock I'll look at today is Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola, this is one last year, last September, perfect. And I do want people thinking this way in terms of longer term holds. You know, not only your money is going to be flipping short-term crypto, futures, whatever, always half or more long-term type stuff like this, but the same principles apply. I mean, Coca-Cola, okay, this is how Buffett made a bulk of his money. He's been in Coca-Cola forever and others, but that doesn't stop. Just so we're clear, we're top end of the range, obviously, but that long-term trend that will continue. It's you can't fight those kind of trends. I mean, I don't want to like overcomplicate it other than that, where this is the kind of way to size up long-term uptrends, long-term trends period, and then waiting for those retracement patterns weekly, daily. I encourage you to do the same. Okay, speaking of long-term uptrends, Bitcoin, talked about that yesterday, and I'm going to get this simplified down to one technical harmonic event we need to see happen. I shared the list, and that list is also in Discord. There's a list of about a dozen of what I call T-coin. Those are speculative, low cap, crushed crypto that I feel have patterns trending with triggers that we want to look at. The monthly scenario here for Bitcoin, what's going on? Just frozen here, trying to crack all-time highs. I think the longer this holds up here, the better it is for everyone. Better it is for crypto, and we need crypto to lead on this cycle. That has been my main point for it all. For a harmonic strength index, and we talked about this yesterday and Tuesday, that's the big event that should give us some wind at our back. And that could be another probably 1 or 2 green candles. The other thing that you want to consider here, that if we can close here, can we get a breakout? I mean, by no means it's yet to be jumped, but I'm watching this every day, every week. Give me what's the candle close going to be? Are we going to get the 5-0? Because that is the only pattern. Where'd you go? That's the big pattern consideration. Shark to 5-0. Okay, we're in this channel. Here you go. Down there. Can you break out of the channel? That would be a start. Also, if we get the weekly here, I mean, this is so close here to tipping which way it's going to go first. Ideally, I'd love to see that 45 get hit. 45.7. That would be, I've said this many times. The shark to 50, 45,703, where consider that type 1 reaction over. And I think whatever the weekly close is, that weekly close come Sunday will give us a ton of evidence of, okay, what's going to happen in September. We're going to go through another one of these where, you dip down into a reactive like you were here last year, and we find this eye with a dot. I mean, there's so many parallels to different prices. Here's summer. We're barely off the low, 382 lows, and then we got the weekly signal at the end of September and still took almost 2 months. What was that? End of October, the real breakout. And I think that's the situation on Bitcoin. And we need that to trigger before you can expect anything else to go. What's up, Matthew? Yesterday, he says, it put in a bullish shark on the 4-hour. Now heading to the 113, if it becomes a 5-0, would that complete the weekly bat on the daily? Let me look at your 4-hour chart. The 4-hour, nice Gartley at 56, and that's a type 1 reaction. Yes. Type 1 reaction with a 4-hour dot. And that's been one of the reasons why I've used this. We can go dot to dot here where that should be it for now. And then come back down. Yeah, that's why I keep saying, and it's a lame excuse to say, oh, guys, be patient. Wait, and I've been saying that really, we were ready to go on this in June, but it wasn't ready to be traded. So that could be the next situation here. Come back on retest. I just simply maintain that I need to see like 2 green weeks. Kind of prove to me what's going on here. That's all. One second. Hold on. One of the things I talked about yesterday as well was the fact of my disappointment structurally in Ethereum, and that in our portfolio that I might be willing to make adjustments out of Ethereum into Solana, something like that. Here's Ethereum really quick. This is not a recovery, guys, and our 4-hour HSI dot at 2650 is not only probably it for now, but you're kissing the top end of the bearish bat. Oh, let me go. Let me get that bat up. No, Shark. Is it Binance US? It's really interesting. Binance US producing the most patterns for crypto, it seems. But 2650, if that's a true failure, well, prior support becomes resistance. And I'm not... I got to go back here, the monthly here, where that's a 3-bar breakdown on the monthly, and I'm of the opinion that 2650 should not have been violated. So I need to see. You're gonna have to really prove to me. You're gonna have to do some serious development against that trend line on Ethereum. A little bit different from Solana's perspective, even though Sol is. It's hanging up there. That and Bitcoin are similar situations. Here you go. Hanging at 142. Here's the daily. So, excuse me, the weekly. Another one, a high-level dot pattern. It is weekly oversold. And then what about daily? Type 2. We do have patterns and we have confirmation here. That was down at 120. But the weekly, let's go back here, just like Bitcoin. It's kind of has to prove itself, get back above the 50 and move. So green candles. Seriously, this is just, it's a lame excuse, I'll say it. but I need price action to precede this thing. And otherwise, we're going to be waiting with the potential for drawdown. We did Nvidia about 20 minutes ago. Check that out, Labor. So not yet. I mean, look, BTC is about more the weekly time frame, and with the possibility of the shark to 5.0 still, that would be, I think, a sizable retracement, flush everybody out, because I think, there are a lot of people wanting this to go now. I just don't. I'm not of the opinion it is ready yet. And also the monthly close is critical too. Solana, another. Is that going to be a bearish close for the month? All right, and what's the 3-bar situation? 3-month range, 3 months, no close. We haven't had anything that would prove us, kind of show us that, hey, this is started in earnest, and this is just a big consolidation box. S&P down 55. Where's NASDAQ? NASDAQ did hit the hop at 19.6. I'll finish up on that one. One or two more things that, okay, crypto that has my interest. One of the candidates I've talked about for a long time is Render. Render is this daily type 2. It's trying to base at the Gartley. There was a few things there. We were looking generally like 5 to 6, and then we didn't get any confirmation. The weekly's like this. Another big Gartley here, but it's more like $4, and I'm looking at 390. 390 for that before I would even consider it. It's on this run. There's been a few. Show you one or two more. I mean, these are the kind of T coins where, super speculative, limit your allocation, but they are interesting. I've got evidence here. Here's another one, Alchemy Pay. This is absolute trash. Absolutely trash crypto, but look, I've got some patterns here. And I do like the fact that this was something I was saying where, hey, we are still trending. We made progress pre-halving. Okay, and you've got other patterns here where from the prior cycle, from what was it, 2022, that say this 150 level, 130. I don't think you guys know too much. It's not really a popular crypto, but I did well on that with that one last cycle. And then other crypto was sustaining gains up for another leg, it should look more like this. Now, only problem here, there's no confirmation yet, but I've got a beautiful pattern looking left. The weekly is oversold, trying to check back, but it's probably more like 38, maybe 35. But that was my anticipation all along for a lot of these crypto once they got started, that you would see progress pre-halving, and then that second leg that was supposed to come would yield something, would at least hold some gains. Akash Network. Another one, weekly. Yeah, oversold. There's a couple of points here. Oversold, obviously. But we're not, it's still early. The other situation on Akash was this pattern. Okay, hop level at $2. And that's where I'm looking at this, 210, maybe 190. I forget what the exact level was that I was looking at, but it's probably, I think it's a retest. Yeah, it's like 208, $2 generally. But that's, that's held up. And the one that's been remarkable that we looked at was Tron. I don't know. I mean, I caught my eye. It's one that I follow, but look, that's making big progress. That should be That should be, if crypto really was going to have across the board move, you would see a bulk of these crypto doing that. And where's the weekly? Yeah, look, pattern at the low, T2. I mean, it was a really nice shark at the low. Type 1 and back for 2. And then here you go. And there's the halving cycle, weekly oversold with a dot continuation. This is what Solana should do. This is what Bitcoin should do. You should get a high level dot, hold it, and continue the uptrend. And we talked about cemetery crypto, dead crypto, things to be avoided. There's a lot of them. I mean, like this, like Anchor. You're all the way back down. The thinking is that whatever this cycle is going to be, this next wave is going to launch it, or launch whatever the crypto is, for a more sustainable future. Not this, big speculative bubble straight up for a 5-10x, and then you're back down at lows 12 months later. Have to separate these out. Check out the link. All right, a couple more. Filecoin, get the gravestone, put it in the cemetery. And I said this a lot about ones that have clear patterns. Things that actually, that's a massive pattern on Filecoin. You have confirmation there. But what can you expect from that? Maybe a T1 reaction? And if I'm going to play it like that for crypto, I might as well be in stocks. I might as well be in a quality stock than take the risk there. Near protocol for T-Bone. What's up, T-Bone? Near was another one. I did not bring that one up, but Near protocol, I like the relative position of that because of this. HSI dot here, but not complete until till Sunday night. And then we do have some patterns here, yeah. Big Gartley. More important is the ABCD right off the top. But that's like 328. Probably lower, but we got to wait for that this Sunday. Let that close and then get me some price action. This is the importance of just letting the green candles ferment. And I would say, go back to a year ago. You're down here, you're waiting forever on Near protocol, and that was $1.14. It went to 8, but the fact you're back to 4 already is not what you want to see. I mean, I wish that you had better sustainability in all of those. The other one that's held up, but I like it at the right price. If we get a retracement pullback, is this Caspa. Okay, still, that's completely different than something like Anchor. You're hitting a couple of, there's a shark to 5.0. Beautiful. But there's a pattern back at 11 cents. Hold on. Let me bring it up. And that would be the kind of thing where the type of pullback that you'd want to see. Where is that, a weekly or daily? Hold on. Yeah, there you go. It's a bat pattern. Come on back to this bat. And that's all the way back at 10.5, 10.9. And it would still be in the uptrend. Coming off of a ideal type 2 so far. ENS, short. That's like Ethereum Classic, both of those. A little bit, they're almost the same price. That's remarkable. ENS, and we traced that out a while ago, but where's 16 is the 886, but where's that? Hold on. Yeah, okay, this was ENS. I like this. There's another situation here. You've made progress pre-halving. I think we all can agree on that. Can you draw an uptrend? Yes, we can. Okay, do I expect any fireworks? Not for a little while, and I mean many, many weeks, if not a few months, but that's in position versus other cemetery crypto. I mean, that has an ability, or at least a potential, where, hey, if I'm going to assume that this is some kind of major new trend for the 2024, 2025 cycle, could it be something like this? Come back and then go again? ABCD? I like the fact that we're not back at new lows here. And even that dot retest, that was like 14. That responded. So that's an easy way, kind of a empirical way of just looking at trends. Hey, where are we? How much progress? Did we sustain anything in the last year or two? If not, move on. And if not, wait for that Bitcoin signal and just maybe go Bitcoin, because I entertained what do they say? Maxi ideas, becoming a BTC maximalist, just to follow the crowd. Not yet, but what is holding up and what's not? Because to me, Solana versus Ethereum, Solana's the better choice so far to date. We looked at Tron. Yeah, I can peek at BNB again, because BNB is the example. I mean, BNB did the perfect shark to 5.0. I like what's happened since that test, and I of the opinion that the Bitcoin, whatever that correction, if we get that test, we realize it could very well be like that. It could be a massive throwdown move. BNB did generate a dot last week, but can we retest that? I don't think this is, guys, we're not there for the launch pad. We should be, but we're not. We're not there yet. All right, and I like BNB. Remember, BNB had the shark at the low here at 203, and then you go to what's happened pre-halving. That's progress, and that's holding up. That suggests to me that, yeah, okay, this is recovered, and that, we get that next wave. We've got a clear 1618 crab variation where BNB should get to above 1,000 to satisfy the connect the dot crab. But this is a different creature than the rest of them. I remember when this thing, I had no clue what Binance Coin was in 2020. But I stood there like a deer in headlights watching that thing explode, and it's outrageous. That is, to me, has Bitcoin potential. Absolutely. You go above 20, what was it, 25, and went straight to 700. Ridiculous. But this next level, where you're really anticipating not just not just a reaction move. I mean, you're looking for the next wave, but it's not going to happen in most of the crypto that we have here. You're looking for something like that, or even if you want to get silly, remember, all extreme targets are going to be 2618 ranges to 314, maybe 3618. But if we really get going, and again, with that kind of a sustainable retracement here, that's how you get the big moves. But I'm going to keep it just tight at the 1618. 1618, like that, $1,000. I don't think that's a tough call. But we need to see green development. Can we have a simple 3-bar breakout? I'd like to see something like that take shape and even clear out these prior highs. Yeah, $25 in 2020. Why didn't you guys tell me? Greg says Tron pump was because they printed USDT. Yeah, I'm not qualified enough to tell you guys the technical side of, who owns what, who mints what. I'm looking at trends. I'm looking at patterns, retracements, and confirmation signals. And I scoured really top 200 or so crypto, and I came up with a fairly small list. Couple more. What's up, Wyatt? Can we look at the psilocybin stock? CMPS? Are you tripping? For real? Yo. Tripping on that CMPS? I don't know that one. Yeah, I don't. I'll take a peek here. No, can't do. And I kind of had a feeling of that. Okay, you can't do anything with that. Can we get a trending situation? Hey, let's circle back to NASDAQ. Take a quick look. NQ, did we hit the hop? Couple of dots. RTH. Printing the shark. We had a crab earlier. It is all about that 1618, but where's confirmation? We were looking at like 600 level. Yeah. Vegas, are you seeing this? The low range, 590. So far, so good. Yeah, I'll look at this later in the afternoon. I think maybe come back, clip that one more time. It's not over just yet. I mean, it was a nice, sizable throwdown. You're off. This morning I was saying, guys, let's let the NASDAQ come off like 40 points and look for the opportunity. And you're now down 400. Hence why I needed more time to start today's session. I just sitting there watching it. I was looking up here. What was that? It was like starting to look. No, actually, I was starting to look all the way up here for some kind of fill the gap thing. And there was the first dot. So, I'm a little frustrated today because of that. But here you go. Come on back down. Let me look at. Oh, let me show you this. This was the other thing that caught my eye on this real-time regular trading hours. Again, it's been super strong. So I really was not interested in playing the short side just yet. But we had this kiss of the hop on the bat. I would think that on the hourly, you're already oversold. Maybe we'll get a counter HSI pretty soon. But I'm not, I'm not too concerned about it. It just for me was a frustrating morning for sure. Yeah, you shorted at the 15-minute. What was there? For day trades, I really just prefer, give me a 5-minute like that with a 30-second pattern. And then here's the other thing that will probably help me this afternoon is, can we get above the 50 level on the 5-minute? That's a start. That tells me there's at least something there. It's not just going to waver. I'll come back to that one. I'll get back to this afternoon. Yeah, I think that is, it's got reaction written all over it. And again, I was pretty much out the first 2 weeks of this month and just caught that insane volatility move. We should really quick. I mentioned VIX last time, and several people have asked me about this. Here's VIX. VIX futures. That's not the index. That's just the futures. It does work the same way. A couple of patterns here on the futures at 13. But we've got an HSI right now. This could be interesting going into September. Look, I don't think the volatility, we had that huge move. The VIX index did kiss 65 like this. Let me get the index up. S&P, 65. That is a big deal. I mean, that historically, you don't rarely get that above 40. But going to September, pushing up a little bit higher, I don't expect the volatility to be over. And I do think we're going to see more moves after we get through this zone. If it's the SPY or NASDAQ, all of those patterns, we've got a lot of work to do. And there's a lot of uncertainty, people trying to position ahead of this election. And I hate to say it, it can go either way. I almost should do a poll of what you guys think. I kind of know what the answer will be. Who do you think will get in there? But let me talk about this for a second. So one side wants to tax unrealized gains, and that would be devastating. Any kind of unrealized, let's say we have something unexpected where one side doesn't win and the other side does win, and they push through a lot of these anti-capitalistic, anti-free market legislation. That would be a really big problem. Something where you'd have to consider that, especially if the market responds negatively. I'm not probably, I haven't been this uncertain about an election. You have to go back to 2000. And I am going to wait and see. The action in gold, among other markets, does have me concerned. And I would probably favor gold if that does happen. I did want to bring this one, like this Pax Gold in crypto is also, it mirrors, obviously it mirrors the gold price. But if you're in crypto, okay, here's another trending situation where you can actually, instead of buying GLD or gold futures, might be a way to look at it. And the daily, a lot of bullishness. That's a steady uptrend that, again, I want uptrends like this going forward. Not just for the next month or two, but the next 1 to 3 years. We're going to have to really focus on how this stuff shapes up. Can we get these retracement opportunities? And are they going to be valid? It's not clear yet. And again, I think if we get some definitive action, let's say we get retracement patterns and they trigger, and then we get that resumption, my targets are much higher. NASDAQ, S&P, much higher. We just have to get through the next 2 or 3 months. Hey, what's up? Shredded Lattice says they would be devastating and it's unconstitutional. I agree, guys. I'm a market person. I am 100%. I just keep the markets going. That's all I care about. For me, that's always been the only thing that I could resort to. Like, focus my energy on the markets and do the best job I can with the markets. And I feel like everything else will take care of itself. But you get stuff like that, those are people that don't understand how this country is what it is. So I'll leave that for another time. Okay, guys? Glad that we made today. Appreciate all of you. I hope you guys are doing great. Get over Harmonic Trader. Get Harmonic Pattern Collection, 14-day free trial. And, of course, get over on the Discord. You got plenty of resources there to get started. I'll be back on Tuesday. Until then, have a great weekend. As always, go get 'em. See you next time.